Hey everybody, it's the Turd Polisher here to enjoy a beer with you. I don't know if you guys know, but Oregon is really well known for its microbrews, and Pyramid Apricot Ale is some dynamite stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd take a little bit of time and say hi to all of you guys out there and show you a little bit about my project I'm doing. What I'm doing now is I'm in the process of stripping down the vehicle. Now, there are many ways of doing strip down. You can use either aircraft remover, you can have it sandblasted, which is expensive, or you can do it like I do the old school way, which is what I'm going to use here for the job. First of all, is I'm going to take all the paint off the best I can with 80 grit, and then I'm going to chase it with 120 grit. And I kind of like the Diablo brand for two reasons. First of all, the pads really do hold up, and for those of you that know Pontiacs and the 400, it just so happens that it takes the 666 spark plugs, and the translation of Diablo, which is Spanish, to English is the devil, so why not make it appropriate? Anyway, thought I'd show you the project car. Here's Piper. Meet everybody meet Piper. Anyways, you can see I'm started down. The way I like to use my grinding wheel, that 80 grit, is to just bring it down to the black primer, and then from there knock it down with 80 grit. And I say that because I really don't want to have a lot of grinding too much. It's going to affect the integrity of the metal. I know sometimes when you're using those grinding wheels, they have a real strong tendency of kind of gouging the metal and beating the heck out of it. So, well, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to just take it down to that. And then from there, I'm going to take it down with 80 sandpaper. And I showed you the 120 because the 120 is what you want to have it sanded to for the mechanical adhesion of your epoxy primer, but that might depend on the epoxy primer you're going to be using. I'm going to be using SPI epoxy primer in white, and the reason why I'm going to do white is for when I put on the slick sand over that and I sand it down, the white against the black in this slick sand, or maybe it's the other way around. I think slick sand is gray. Anyway, either way, you want to have contrasting colors so you can let you know when you're getting down too far. But anyway, that's the car. And I went ahead and just out of shits and giggles took a peek at what the paint would look like. That all feathered out well, but they put this paint on it that was kind of crappy, and it came off really easy, so I thought I'd hand buff it out. It looked pretty good, but you know, when you get back down into it, I noticed there's a lot of body work that was done on it. And that's another thing, is when you're grinding or taking the paint off, is if you come across some body work or some filler, don't take the filler off. And I say that because you can always sand that down with 180 and then skim coat it and make it a lot easier instead of having to lay that stuff on. But any other little deep depression that you might find when you're grinding it down, for example these spots right here, don't dig into it. This is just an indicator of a low spot. So just leave it as is. Don't grind hard into it trying to get it off. Later on in the future, what you could do is come by with a wire wheel, circle it with black marker to indicate the low spot, and then wire wheel these spots down, and then put your filler on and go from there. But yeah, what I opted to do on this car, or on Piper here, is take a swig of beer. Hang on a second. It is Beer 30 in Redmond, Oregon. That's good beer. And apricot ale, if you ever come across it, try it. It's one step up from Coors Light. But anyway, what I decided to do, you really can't see because the lighting is crappy on this side until I get my fluorescent light up, is I opted to take the molding off and you know, it's pretty simple to do. You just kind of drill out the rivets and pop it out, and then all the little holes that we have here that are left over from the molding, I'm just going to ream those out, and that way when you have it reamed out, it'll hold that epoxy or that filler really well. But yeah, once again, anytime you come across anything that looks like filler, don't keep grinding on it. Just your whole main objective is to get the paint off. Anything else, it's going to save you a lot of time. It's easy skim coat. But yeah, there were some dents on this side, and this whole side has been damaged. Boy, this lighting is terrible. There's no point in even doing that. But anyway, the door has some dents. I might be able to get on the inside and pop those little puppies out. But anyway, just thought I'd stop in and let you know how the progress is coming on Piper here. And give me about 4 or 5 days, and this puppy ought to be ground down, depending on how much beer I have in the refrigerator. Actually, I really don't drink that much beer, but when I'm working on the car, I tend to keep it manly, if you will. Anyway, here's a 400. That's a replacement of that unfortunate block I have that had that crack in it. I don't know if you guys saw those pictures, but boy, this thing's clean as hell for 200 bucks. The guy I got it from is a really cool guy. He's also into Pontiac, so I kind of made the deal of only 200 bucks well worth it. So I'm going to pop off the heads here, do some port polishing, or yeah, some porting on it, not polishing, just port it out. Gasket match it basically. But yeah, new fuel pump, water pump, or starter in the rear. And that carburetor is hella clean. But that's eventually what it's going to look like, as you guys know. And that, of course, is what the inside's going to look like based on the 12N on that cowl plate. And I thought I'd share with you all, I don't know if you can read that, but it says Elliott Bray Roofing. Well, it just so happens that that was my great-great-grandfather's work truck that is now owned by my uncle, and he is going to be willing it to Moa. So I'm kind of excited for that. I'm going to go out there. It's New York. I'm going to go out there probably maybe in the spring or summer and help him buff that out and really make it look good. But anyway, just for shits and giggles, I thought I'd show you some of the cars that I buffed out and worked on at the car show. I also did some body work on. That's an awesome 32. And there's a Willys. I love that Willys. Just put a lot of glaze on that to make it shine. And here's my favorite car I got to work on. Man, every day I was even more excited going to work every day just because it's a 69 Camaro, of course, SS convertible. Badass. Love it. Anyway, this is a turd polisher once again, giving you a heads up on how I'm doing the grinding. Don't forget your mask. And if you happen to have an air purifier, use it or get one because it'll keep the dust down. And last little tidbit tip is I see a lot of people with their air compressors blowing this dust off. Well, that's a good idea if you want to have dust all over your shop, but I tend to want to keep that dust down, so I just use a spray bottle and some rags and wipe it down. It keeps the dust down, and if any of you have ever done body work, you know that that dust can get all over the frickin' place. Just make sure not to put too much water on your filler. Just wipe it down without water on it and stuff. But anyway, there you have it. Sorry I get kind of long-winded, but I don't know if that's me talking or the beer. But anyway, I'll get back to you and I'll let you know, let you see the end results of her being all ground down. Until then, peace. Have a good one, and enjoy your projects. This is a turd polisher checking out for now. Bye.